ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। बोलिए श्री चिन्मय सूर्य नारायण भगवान की जय। ओम नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। बोलिए श्री वेदव्यास भगवान की जय। ओम Hari Om. So today is the 17th day we are looking into Yaksha Prashna over the last maybe 3 months. And today the questions number 62 to 65. Yaksha is asking Yudhishthira. Yaksha uvacha kim nu hitva priyo bhavati kim nu hitva na shochati kim nu hitva arthavan bhavati kim nu hitva sukhi bhavet. Giving up what? Letting go of what? Is the questions. All the 4 questions are based on what. If we let go of what, we will get this. If we let go of what, we will get this. What are they? What are the answers? Yudhishthira says, Yudhishthira uvacha manam hitva priyo bhavati krodham hitva na shochati कामं हित्वार्थवान् भवति लोभं हित्वा सुखी भवेत्. They're very precise and beautiful answers that we would have never thought of in our life. Why do people don't like us? Why do we get upset or worried? So these are the reasons. One by one we will look into those questions. Question number 62. Kim no hitva priyah bhavati. Giving up what one person becomes dear to all. Manam hitva priyah bhavati. So Yudhishthira says, Manam means an estimate about myself. I have an idea about myself that I know so much, I am so good looking, I have so much of money, this kind of a family surrounds me, I have this kind of a position and power in society. When these ideas are there about ourselves, people do not really like to come and talk and engage with us. They want to maintain a distance because they are not able to experience what we experience about ourselves. It is not common language. If it is raining heavily, and you like to go and play in the rain and I like to go and play in the rain, we can have a blast together in the rain. But if I don't like and you like, then there is no common meeting point. So, kim nu hitva priyaha bhavati. If I really want to be loved by all, then I should give up my estimation about myself. Mana or estimation or appreciation about myself, a kind of an attitude about myself is what mana is all about. Mana means actually measurement. To have a different measurement about myself, and that measurement is not the same as what others think about me. Others may have an estimation about me at this level, but I may think about me at this level. It's usually very high. Mana is not very low. Mana is something very high. If it is very low, people can actually relate to easily. They will say sad and sorry and all those things, and they will come and talk. But when we have a superior estimation about ourselves, there is a gap. There are so many people uh, in the Puranas and the Itihasas. For example, Drupada was a king, and Drona was his classmate in school, in Gurukula, where they studied together. And when Drupada was a prince at that time, he told Drona, who later became Dronacharya, he said, when I grow up, my kingdom is yours. I will give half my kingdom to you. Enjoy, he told. And then there was a time when Drona was actually very poor and he did not have the resources to sustain himself, especially when he had a son. And the son was drinking milk. He said he drank milk and he said it was very tasty. Actually, it was rice powder mixed with water. So Drona felt really very sad for him. He wanted to improve the resources for his family. And he went and met the king Drupada, thinking about what he said in the past, that you come, you are my friend, and I will give my kingdom to you, half my kingdom to you. When Drona went and introduced himself, do you remember me? I'm your friend from school. And Drupada says, with what idea do you come here? Thinking, at school we studied together, so what? What makes you come here and say that we are both equal? And then this angered Drona, but he did not show it to Drupada. He secretly resolved within himself to teach him a lesson. And that is what happened when he became the teacher of the Pandavas, the archery teacher of the Pandavas. He trained them very well, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Thanks to Bhishma, he is very skilled in archery. In India also, the very famous sports award is called Dronacharya Award. So this Dronacharya trained all the 5 brothers, among others, in the science of archery and warfare. And then he asked Arjuna to do him a favor. He asked Arjuna to conquer the kingdom of Drona, which Arjuna did very easily. And then after he conquered the kingdom, Drona was captured and then brought before, um, uh, sorry, Drupada was captured. Drona sent Arjuna, Drupada was captured and was brought before Drona. And Drona really, out of anger, he showed a sign of gratitude, or he tried to give up. He said, okay, you did not give me then, now I am the ruler of your kingdom. And so you can take half my kingdom and you rule. So this is what he embarrassed King Drupada in this manner. So conceit can make us fall in life. Conceit and very high estimation about ourselves will keep us in the conflict zone for a long, unnecessarily keep us in the conflict zone. We are not talking here about lack of self-respect. Lack of self-respect is something that we don't need to allow. We don't need to allow people to stamp on us, to be a doormat and help make everybody walk over us. That is not the idea. Mana is a very overestimated idea about myself, which triggers jealousy, anger, and hatred in the other person, and that makes them hate us. It is born out of a sense of duality. It is not born out of love or a sense of oneness, but a sense of duality, distaste, hatred, and one-upmanship, or competition, being in competition with others. In the corporate sector, it is very high. Mana. It is always, the corporate sector is based on growing through competition and conflicts. So conceit an inflated sense of self-worth. Everybody is worthy for what they are, worthy as they are, everybody, and they're equally worthy. There is no difference in the self-worth of everybody. But when we have an idea that I am much greater than the other person because I have this, I have that, I have so much of knowledge, I have so much of beauty or so much of wealth, then that is a great mistake. If we give up that pride, that mana, then we become the friend of all. A very great example of this is our Hanumanji. Hanumanji was very, very powerful. He had a boon. Hanumanji was powerful, but it was actually a curse for him, which turned out to be a boon in his life. He was not aware of his power. So, if we have to be without a sense of pride about who we are, it is very good to not remember that. Meaning, you focus on so many things that we can do for others, that we can help others, that we will not, the self pride comes out of a memory about oneself and one's own glories. When we drop that and we focus on the glories of others, we focus on what we can do to others, we focus on in what way we can offer our love to others, offer our gratitude to others, offer our help to others, when we are surrounded by others, then we will not be trapped by mana or a very unwanted kind of a self-esteem, undesirable self-esteem. There is nothing to be proud of anything in this universe. And Sri Adi Shankaracharya talks to us about this in the Bhaja Govindam. In the many verses, he says it's important to worship Govinda or worship Ishvara, worship Bhagavan, worship God, whatever we may call. And then he gives a series of verses which are indicating the flaws that we actually have in our life. In one beautiful verse, he says, Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam मायामयमिदम् अखिलं बोद्ध्वा ब्रह्मपदं त्वं प्रविश विदित्वा. If I really want to enter that Brahmapadam, Brahmapadam means there is a place in this universe, there is a space in this universe where everything is one, everyone is one, every situation is one, there is no difference. We experience only joy all the time, all places, at all times, in all situations and circumstances. That is Brahmapadam. If my desire is to attain that Brahmapadam, if I want to be there, if I want to be in that state of mind where I experience joy all the time, then don't ever entertain any pride about dhana, wealth. How much of wealth I have, how much of money I have, money in the bank, money in my pocket, money around the people with whom I work with, who all owe me money, the wealth, the status, dhana, jana. I've got so many million subscribers on YouTube. So what? Says Sri Adi Shankaracharya. It is just a thought. One subscriber is a thought. A million subscribers are another thought. 1 rupee is a thought. $1 is a thought. $1 million are also a thought. A thought is a thought and it can change at any moment. And what we are holding on to is only a thought, and thought has got no permanency in our life. Ma kuru dhana jana. Dhana is money, jana is people. Yauvana, how great I am, how young I am. You know, all these oldies out there, they better resign their jobs and they sit at home. They don't need to jeopardize their position, their health, and their whatever by driving on the road, by going to office, competing with all of us. Better they hand over everything. This is a very nonsensical statement that is going on in the corporate circles everywhere. Let old people retire. We can all handle everything. We know to do what we have to do. Where from? Where? Towards where? Towards whom will they go for wisdom? Towards whom will they go for experience and knowledge and guidance, slowness, patience, and compassion, if not for all the people who are senior citizens, who are very accomplished in their own right, who have gone through so many difficult experiences through their life, that they can give very, very valuable lessons to youngsters. Where from has all this attitude come? Dhana, jana, yauvana. Don't be proud of your youth. Garvam. Garvam means don't put too much weight in all these thoughts. They're all just cotton fluff. They're like snowflakes. When the sun shines hard, everything melts. They're like dewdrops. Harati, Nimeshat, in just a second, in a blinking of an eye, everything is gone. So many accidents and calamities that we see, with so many hopes, so much of wealth, so much of prosperity, so much of everything around them, people go. They board a train, or they climb a mountain, or they take a flight. It is not to sound difficult, but pride has got no role to play in life. Anything can happen at any moment, is what Sri Adi Shankaracharya says. Harati nimeshat kalaha sarvam. Because this whole world is maya mayam. Maya mayam idam means everything is a moving illusion. As I said, everything is a thought, everything is an emotional experience, everything is an intellectual experience, and everything is either a painful or a joyful experience, which is experienced within the body. Nothing outside is stable. Everything outside keeps moving, and constantly they experience the thoughts, the words, the emotions, the feelings, and the intentions. Everything keeps changing within us. This is what is called Maya. Maya means the power of movement of this universe. This whole universe is moving millimeter by millimeter. I think it's called femtometer, the smallest particle. So everything is moving constantly. Maya, mayamidam, akhilam. This whole universe. Buddhva is one usage. Buddhva means realizing this, or hitva. Hitva means to drop this. Hitva is a word that is used in this verse. Hitva means drop the thought, drop the idea. Don't hold on to it. Maya, mayamidam, akhilam, akhilam hitva. Brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. You can enter into that state of Brahman, that state of realization, that state of oneness, that state of joy, that state of bliss, which is always ours for the asking. It has never left us at any point of time. It is always that. It is always that. It is always there. And we are there and we are it. Instead of realizing that we are it, we are holding on to something else that can give us temporary joy. Drop it, says Sri Adi Shankaracharya. In the Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan Shri Krishna talks to Arjuna. In chapter 16, he says, Atma Sambhavita Stabdha Dhana Mana Madanvita. People, the Rajasic people, Stabdha, Atma Sambhavita, they are all having a very great attitude about themselves, and it is actually a stupid attitude, it's a false attitude, it's not true. Everybody is laughing at us for that attitude. We make a joker out of ourselves for that attitude we have about ourselves. Atma Sambhavita, Stabdha. Stabdha means like you are so unshakable in that wrong thought that you have about yourself. Stabdha means you cannot move them, you cannot shake them. Stabdha. What is their attitude they have? Oh, I have so much of money, I have so much of wealth. Dhana, mana. You know what? I'm so great. I'm so knowledgeable. I'm so beautiful. I'm so handsome. I've got so many people around me. Mada is arrogance. Arrogance is I go behind what gives me beauty, what adds some value to me. Something in the world, some object in the world that I want to take and keep it with me that adds value to me. Dhana, mana, madanvitaha. Hanumanji is the best example of humility. Hanumanji, he was a servant of Rama. He is actually an avatar of Rudra, is Lord Shiva. He comes to the world to help Sri Rama, to help Bhagavan Vishnu in his avatar as Sri Rama to kill the demon king Ravana and establish peace on earth. So Hanuman takes an avatar, and because Vishnu is very charming, Vishnu is very handsome, Rama is going to be a king, he's going to be a very handsome king, and all eyes will be turned towards Rama. Shiva is also very handsome, Shiva is also very charming, very quiet, very serene, and very lovely face. So Hanuman chose to take the face of a monkey. He appeared in this world with a monkey face so that people get distracted from his face and they focus their attention on Rama. How great and how wonderful is that quality of his, that love for Sri Rama, that he even took that. And Hanuman had great power. He had so much power that as a small kid, he just flew towards the sun. He wanted to eat the sun thinking it's an apple. So the story goes, that is the power of Hanuman. And whenever Indra is the king of the heavens, whenever somebody enters into his territory, Indra gets jeopardized. He gets agitated. And so without thinking, he smashed that baby in the jaw with his Gadha Yuddha. His very famous, very powerful Ayudha, Vajra Ayudha. Indra smashed the jaw, and that's why he gets a name Hanuman. Hanu means one with a broken jaw. And then Hanuman he fell in the ground. Vayu or air is the one who blessed the birth of Hanuman through his mother Anjani. Father is Kesari and mother is Anjani. Vayu is almost like a foster father for Hanuman. Hanuman is called Vayu Putra, like a godfather, protector of Hanuman. Vayu withdrew his power from this universe. So there was no air. People were gasping for breath. Everybody went to the gods to ask why this has happened and what should be done. And so when they approached Vayu, why have you withdrawn your power? He said, see what you have done to my dear son. Do something to him. Only then you're going to get your air back, he said. So every god, they asked for pardon and they gave life to Hanuman. They gave all their powers and all their energies. They vested it with that small child, Hanuman, and they blessed him with a very strong and very powerful life ahead that he will live forever and ever. When they blessed him, Hanuman rose up and then Vayu gave back the air for the world. So Hanuman had so much of power, he did not know how to use it. He was a small kid. He was very powerful. He used to go to the assembly of rishis. Rishis had long beards. They had long matted locks of hair. Sometimes they'd have let the matted locks loose. So Hanuman will go jump from tree to tree when these rishis are doing their work or in meditation. He will go put a stick and remove the matted locks of one rishi. He will go and pull the beard of the other rishi. He will go and shake and mess up the hair of another rishi. All these rishis were feeling so embarrassed and they were disturbed because they were in meditation and Hanuman was doing all this. And so they gave him a curse. They said, oh, you've got so much of power that you're messing with all of us. We curse you that you will not remember your power. And so Hanuman had that curse that he would not remember his own power. And that is why when all the little monkeys were jumping 10 feet and 20 feet and saying, this much I can jump 30 feet, I can jump 50 feet, I can jump but I cannot come back. So they were all discussing about how to jump between India and Sri Lanka from across the Setu, from Mahendra mountain. And so it is Jambavan who Hanuman was sitting quietly and watching all this fun. He did not know his power at all. It was Jambavan who said, "Hey Hanuman, you don't know your own power. You can do it." And then Hanuman rose up and he crossed 100 yojanas. 100 into 1 yojana is 8 miles. So 800 miles is 100 yojanas. He jumped across the ocean and went to Lanka and found out where Sita was, jumped back and then met Sri Rama, and they laid a bridge and they went across Lanka. They conquered Ravana and they came back with Sita. So this was a greatness of Hanuman. Without knowing all this, he will be very quiet at all times. His only work is the work of Sri Rama. His only thought is the thought of his master Rama. So that is the story of humility of Hanuman, which we can emulate in our life. Kim no hitva na shochati. We are all always worrying. So the question here is, if you give up what, you will not worry. It's a very interesting statement. We say that we are worrying because of this difficulty and that difficulty. Yudhishthira answers, Krodham hitva na shochati. If you give up anger, there is no worry. Wow, how beautiful is that? Kama or desire is the first step. Kama is that sense of wanting something to fulfill us. Where karma is rising and we're almost going to attain it, at that time somebody comes and stops us. When the river, the tide is just flowing and it is stopped, then the tide becomes very strong and very powerful. So karma becomes very strong and very powerful and goes against that obstruction to our desire, to the fulfillment of the desire, and that is krodha. In the Bhagavad Gita Shankara Bhashya, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya gives a description about what is krodha. Krodhascha atmanaha pratikuleshu dukkha hetushu drishyamaneshu shruyamaneshu smaryamaneshu va yodveshaha sa krodha. Dvesha comes from the word duality, dvi. Dvi means I am different, the other is different. This is the cause for dvesha. If I feel one with the other person, I will not be angry or upset by what the other person does. Because I feel I am different, which is a natural feeling. But natural feeling can be contained to some extent. We don't need to be expressing that duality all the time. We don't need to be giving importance to that duality all the time in our life that causes anger and dvesha. So, krodha cha atmanaha pratikuleshu. When something happens against what I feel is good for me, dukkha hetushu, something gives me cause for sorrow, something that I see, drishyamaneshu, or something that I hear, shruyamaneshu, or something that I think about, seeing, hearing, thinking, something that is not in tune with what I like or what gives me good according to my understanding. Smaryamaneshu va yo dveshaha. The difference, that conflict which arises because somebody does not do something that's favorable to me or is doing something that is against me. They are appearing to do something that's against me. They're telling something against me, and we think those thoughts which others are against us. When these three situations come, then we give into anger. So in the Mahabharata also, kruddha papam nara kuryat, kruddho hanyat guru napi, kruddha parushayam vacham shreyasopyavamanyate. There is a verse where Yudhishthira advises Draupadi against the ill effects of anger. Yudhishthira says, Kruttaha papam naraha kuryat. Because of anger, people can commit sins. Kruttaha hanyat guru napi. With anger, because of anger, you can kill even your guide, your guru, your spiritual guide in this world. The one without whom Your life is going to be bleak without knowing the right path to follow. Krutta parshaya vacha, with harsh words, shreyasaha api avamanyate. Even the best things, people who can give us the best things in our world, even that we do not respect when we speak harsh words out of anger. Kim nohitva arthavan bhavati. The next question is, giving up what one is wealthy. Kamam hitva arthavan bhavati. So, the previous one is, if you don't have anger, you will not worry. This versus, if you don't have desire, you will have wealth. So we love to have wealth. If we want to have wealth, we should not have desire. Very simple. If you go behind something, that object is going to go away from you. So don't go behind anything. Whatever you really need will come to you. Kim no hitva arthavan bhavati. Giving up what? You remain a wealthy person. You remain a very purposeful person. You live a very meaningful life. Kamam hitva arthavan bhavati. Give up desire for this and that. Give up desire for objects. The only desire that we can really entertain that is not going to harm us in any way is the desire for liberation, because everything in this universe is happening in such a manner that we will be liberated. So we are in tune with the universe, we are in tune with the desire of the universe when we have the desire for liberation. Other than that desire, any other desire that we entertain is going to be harmful to us. We will not gain wealth. Artha means wealth, Artha means happiness, Artha means purpose, Artha means life, Artha means well-being, Artha means doing what is meaningful, Arthavan Bhavati. So if you give up desire, you will do meaningful things in life. There is a very beautiful Tirukkural, the previous verse, Tannaitan Kakkin Sinam Kakka, Kavakal Tannaye Kollum Sinam. If you really want to protect yourself, this is for the previous verse, Krodha. If you want to protect yourself, do not get angry. Because if you get angry, that anger will kill you. There are two types of desires: desirable desires and undesirable desires. What are the desirable desires? Bhagavan Shri Krishna says in chapter, I think it is chapter 7. Yeah. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu. I have that desire in all which is not against dharma. The desire which is a natural desire. The desire to eat food when I am hungry. The desire to drink water when I am thirsty. The desire to seek shelter from heat and cold. The desire to live a happy life. The desire to live a prosperous life is all dharma aviruddho bhuteshu. Dharma means my duty, the desire to do my duty, the desire to discharge my responsibilities, the desire to seek wealth and earn wealth within my righteous means, the desire to have the right desires in life to fulfill my natural yearnings in life, and the desire to attain moksha. These are the four things which are natural desires, and that is me, says Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Undesirable desires are desires that are prompted by greed and hatred, jealousy, delusion, and other qualities. And these don't find a mention in our Shastras and the Vedas. These activities which are undesirable are not mentioned there. So trying to fulfill all of them are undesirable desires. When we desire to covet more and more wealth, it is called lobha or greed. When we desire to acquire name and fame, it becomes mother or arrogance. When the desire is for physical attraction, it is moha or delusion. So these are all the desires, and Bhagavan Shri Krishna again says, काम एष क्रोध एषः रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनमिह वैरिणम्. No, Arjuna, that kama, desire and anger are born out of rajoguna, that dynamic quality of life which is always in movement, power, ambition, grabbing, wanting to acquire more and more is rajoguna. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. Maha ashanaha. How much ever you feed that, it is not going to be satisfied. Maha papma. It can drive you to all kinds of distressful activities, sinful activities. Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidhiyenam, Ika Vairinam. They are your enemies, Arjuna. These Duryodhana and other people are not your enemies. Desire and anger are your enemies. And they are the gateway to hell. Kama janami te moolam sankalpat kila jayate. There is in the Mahabharata, a rishi says, "O Kama, O desire, I know your root. You are born out of sankalpa. There is a thought in my mind. There is a very firm thought in my mind that I want to acquire something, that I love something. I am going to strive for that. I am going to get that, and I am going to get more and more of that. This is that thought. I know it is a firm thought in the mind, and so I will not have that thought." How to win over, how to conquer desire? In the Bhagavatam, Narada tells Yudhishthira, which is also repeated in Manashodhanam by Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayanandaji, a very beautiful small text of 30 verses or 32 verses of purification of mind, in which Narada tells Yudhishthira, Asankalpa jayet kamaha krodham kama vivarjitam. If you want to remove kama, if you want to remove desire, remove the sankalpa. It's a very simple thing. There is a desire in my mind. I had eaten ice cream, chocolate ice cream sometime. I suddenly remember chocolate ice cream. The thought comes. The thought is there, the memory is there in my mind. The experience of eating chocolate ice cream. Somewhere in some corner, that the mind reflects on that thought, on that memory, and then I say, I love chocolate ice cream. And then I say, I want chocolate ice cream. Then I say, I wish I have chocolate ice cream. I wish I'm able to eat chocolate ice cream right now. And the thought goes spinning and spinning and spinning, gathering energy, that the thought engulfs the whole personality, that either I go out to the chocolate ice cream shop, get a chocolate ice cream and eat it, or I call somebody and ask them to bring a chocolate ice cream, or I think about it so intensely that my friend sitting some 50 kilometers away from my house remembers that I love chocolate ice cream and makes all the effort to bring it to my place and deliver it to my house. Just like that, even without my telling, thoughts have got power, and we think that it happens because of magic. All these law of attraction techniques that they're saying is actually giving our energy to desire, giving our energy to karma. But here, the Mahabharata says, give up that thought, give up that desire to have something or the other in life. Just be happy. Go through natural means of happiness, natural means of living a happy life. The last dropping here is, Kim nu hitva sukhi bhavet, lobham hitva sukhi bhavet. If I want to be happy, I should just give up greed. It's a very simple thing. What prevents me from giving up greed? In karma, when my desire is fulfilled and it gets fulfilled the second time, it gets fulfilled the third time, it becomes greed. When my desire is obstructed, it becomes anger. If I give up anger, I need not worry. If I give up greed, I can be peaceful. The one that sometimes we desire something, we get it, but we don't, it is not enough for us, and we are restless because we want more of it, and more of it is not coming. Somewhere they give you a free bottle of juice. You take one bottle of juice, everybody takes one bottle of juice, and then nobody is asking, they're freely distributing. So, why don't I take one more bottle of juice? Nobody is asking us questions. Nobody stops us from taking another bottle. They're freely distributing. So why not I take another bottle of juice and a third bottle of juice? Till one point comes when the people who are standing behind in queue run out of juice because the people ahead of them have been taking more and more than what they got. So we cannot be happy even if we get whatever we want in life. We cannot be happy as long as there is greed. Give up that quality of greed and we can be happy. Sukha means basically comfortable. Comfortable means how much ever I enjoy in life, how much ever I get. Um, if I feel it is not enough and I want more and more is never going to fulfill me if I don't have that understanding, and then I keep desiring for more, then I will be discontent. So the way to be wealthy also, Shankaracharya says in the Prashnottari Ratnamalika, he says, Shrimans Chakova Samasta Toshaha, who is a very wealthy man, who is a very, who is a poor man, one who keeps cribbing and complaining all the time, whatever he gets, he's not happy, he's a poor man. And who is a wealthy man? The one who is content is always wealthy, whatever may be his resources. Lobam hitva sukhi bhavet. We will look into the next 4 questions tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हरे नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेव. हरि